Alright, first and foremost, I want to say Kalalal Yahweh, Bashem Yashai, Bashem Kakadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Graven Stone, and salutations to all brothers pushing this work in all sincerity and in truth. I'm the brother Yahya from the James Kingston Jamaica camp, here once again with a quick lesson. And this is going to the Samaritan, the woman of Samaria, having 5 husbands, right? Now, here's a misconception out there that the 5 husbands that she has are pretty much she going through a process where one husband dies and she gets another, right? Which, if that was the case, there would not be an issue, right? As to why Yahushua made mention of the situation, right? If that was the case, there would be no situation to make reference to. You understand? Because what Yahushua is doing in this scenario is that he's pretty much calling her out, making mention of her dirty laundry. That is why she was surprised at the reference that he made, right? So in St. John chapter 4 verse 16, it says, Yahushua said unto her, Go call thine husband and come hither. The woman answered and said, I have no husband. Yahushua said unto her, Thou hast well said, I have no husband, for thou hast had 5 husbands, and he whom thou now hast is not thine husband. In that sayest thou truly. The woman said unto him, Sir, I perceive that thou art a prophet. You understand? And she perceived that he's a prophet because he know our dirty little secrets, right? That she has 5 husbands. Now, someone asked as to why he called the first 5 her husband, but not the last one her husband, right? Now the answer is simple. Because in actuality, her husband is the one that took her virginity according to the laws of the scriptures. You understand? The first man that you have sex with, that is your true husband. Now, let us just, before I give an analogy that can relate to the situation, right, so that it becomes clearer, I'm going to read a little bit from Gill's commentary, right? So this is the Gill's commentary from BibleStudyTools.com, right? So it says, let's read a little bit on the commentary. It says, the woman answered and said, I have no husband, right? So it says, which was a truth she would not have spoke at another time and place or to any other neighbors, but Christ, being a stranger and no odium in Corinth, let's look at the word odium, right? The word odium pretty much means disgust, general or widespread hatred or disgust incurred by someone as a result of their actions, right? Incurring upon her by it, and this serving a purpose to excuse her going to call him. She declares the truth of the matter, right? Yahushua said unto her, Thou hast well said, I have no husband. That is the truth. It is really fact, and is the true state of the case between thee and him who goes for thy husband. Okay? Now, this is the point I want to grasp that, right? It says, For thou hast had 5 husbands, which she either had lawfully and had buried one after another. So that is the case where there would not be an issue, right? Because according to the law, you are bound to your husband until him pass on. You understand? So if that was the case, that the first one passed, then she is legally, right, free to marry another, right? So if that was the case, that she went through that process, then there would not be a reason for Yahushua to mention it. Understand? So it says that is a point, right? It says, and which was no crime, and might be. The statistics propose a case to Christ in which a woman is said to have had 7 husbands successfully in a lawful manner, right? So, or rather, she had had so many and had been divorced from every one of them for adultery, and that is the case that is in this situation. That is why Yahushua made mention of it. You understand? Because he would not have made mention of it. What's the purpose of him bringing it up? You see me? If it was a lawful situation. But this is not a lawful situation. It's through the situation of adultery. You understand? For no other cause it should seem did the Samaritans divorce, seeing that they only perceived the laws of Moses and rejected at least many of the traditions of the elders, and since they are particularly said, right, not to be expert in the law of marriages and divorces. And the rather, this may seem to be the case, as Dr. Lightfoot observed, since these husbands are mentioned as well as he with whom she lived in an adulterous manner, and which suggests that she had not lived honestly with them. And he whom thou know as is not thine husband, that is not thy lawful husband, as a sick version reads. The nonus paraphrases, being not married to him at all, though they cohabited as man and wife, when there was no such relation between them. You understand? So pretty much it's clear. See me? When the scriptures makes reference to a man being the husband of a woman, it's pretty much making reference to that man being a tiller of your soil, so to speak. You understand? Because in a metaphoric manner, right, the woman is the land and the man is the plower or the farmer. That is where the word husbandry comes from, right? The word husband comes from the word husbandry, right? So when a man is classified as your husband, he's the one that is tilling the soil. But in true essence, in regards to the scripture, the first man that takes a virginity, that is your true husband. You understand? So when he mentioned that the last one is not her husband, in actuality and in fact, he is not her true husband, though he can bear the title of being an husband because he's the tiller of her soil, right? So it is like this. Let's say you inherit a piece of land, right? Which in this case, the land is the woman, you know? Let's say you inherit a piece of land from your forefathers, right? Your forefathers dead, you're the only one in charge. In that case, you're the true owner of the land, right? You get a son, right? The son is owner by inheritance, right? So when that son comes now to be of a state where he can be a rule, if you don't dead, he's not actually the true owner of the land. He's just the one in operation of it at that point in time. Make sense? So you still are the true owner because you're alive. But because somebody else comes into place where that person is operating on the land, you understand? That person is classified as the owner or the husbandman of that land. Right? So just in this scenario, seeing all 5 of the men were classified as being her husband because they were the one in hold or position of the land at the time. Now let's look at another situation in regards to the land. If you, as the rightful owner of a land, depart from the land, leave the land for a couple of years, and somebody comes, right, and start to seize claim to that land, that person that seizing claim to that land is not the rightful owner. But he can go through a process of becoming, try to become the rightful owner through a process called adverse possession, right? Even though he might go through that process of adverse possession, if the rightful owner comes back, right, he is not the legal owner of the land because the rightful owner is still alive, right? So just like in this case now, the men were called her husband, but in fact, they are not rightfully by law her husband. She committed adultery by taking on those other men. Right? And that is according to the laws of the scriptures. Once the man is still alive, right? The man who took her virginity is still alive, right? And she go on to another, she is committing adultery. Right? So the situation that in this case, Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, would not have made reference to it if it was a lawful arrangement. You understand? So with that, I hope that this lesson was edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. I want to say Kalalal Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kodash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Green Stone, and salutations to all the brothers pushing this work in our sincerity and in truth. Shalom.